who are also ritualistic, but they are also connected to as high as it gets. I'm very careful because of threats to my life that I've had. So I have to be very careful what I say. But I have actually drawn out for former operatives in CIA a chart of as high as it goes. So when we talk about, for instance, Illuminati, there is a group above them, directly above them. And I may not say their name. I'm just going to rethink that. But there is a group above them, a small group of people. And I've had to meet some of those individuals. So some of the individuals that were transporting me were extremely involved all the way to the top. Some of them could care less. If you are in any way being transported, even if it is street walking, even if it's low-level pimps, the odds of running into someone who is a part of this, that's doing some kind of rituals is really high, because your transporters do not care who pays them. They don't care who they get money from. And as long as you bring her back in one piece, so you can be transported to individual groups for weeks at a time for big, big money for ritualistic things. And it goes higher than I'm allowed to say. There's just a lot of things I wish I could say. And someday maybe I can, but there are certain things I've been warned for my own life to not say. And so I try to be very careful with what I share. And it's not my life I care about, but I've got children and grandchildren. And one gentleman in the CIA and another gentleman in the FBI, and another one that actually worked for our president told me, if you share this stuff, we have to get you round the clock security for your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. And this may never end. It's better you say nothing and keep doing what you're doing and expose them on the level that you are. So that's what I'm trying to do. I hope that makes sense.
No, you're telling your story. You're telling your story really well. You've got a really warm energy about you, very positive. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, when you have survived the worst, life is so good. Even when, like, I suffer tremendously physically because of what they've done to me, because it started so young. I have so many ailments. I have 10 diagnosed autoimmune diseases. My specialists have never found anybody with that many. Yeah, that's a lot. And so, my medical is insane. And I almost got denied the prescription coverage from Medicare, just because too much. And that I've never even heard that they could do that. I didn't think they could do that. Fortunately, they found somebody finally, but holy smokes. So, yeah, I do like to mother people. I run support groups for survivors, and I mother all those girls and guys. It's like my favorite thing in the world to do. It is really something that I don't want to give up. I love being with them, and then I mother anybody younger than me, 1 year or less. Yeah, you can be older. I might mother you too, Sean. You need one.
So you were saying about the limits on what you can describe when it comes to how high up it goes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that too, because I don't like to withhold and I don't like to sound like I'm being disingenuous, but I have to be so careful for the sake of others. Again, if it was just me, I'd probably just be blabbing it all over, but it isn't. So I've got to keep that in mind. So I think I left off at 17 and I've begun this new life that is hideous. I turn 18 in it. And now I'm traveling. I can say this. I have been taken to Europe. I had been taken to South America, to Mexico, all over the U.S. For this transporting. Working as a high-level escort. My nickname was High Dollar, and that comes from that training. That's when they wanted to punish me, they did the other things, like the 1% motorcycle clubs. I was sent with another club from out of Denver. I was sent to spend a summer with them as punishment, another 1%er group. And do you know, though, that they sent me there as punishment? I begged to stay. The comparison to how horrible it was because of the torture used by the elite is so sinister and awful, and they've studied it. They studied Auschwitz to do this stuff. You probably know that. I suspect you know a lot of things I'm probably talking about, but they studied Auschwitz and Mengele, and they brought that stuff together, but they included what they did different. Why it's worse than even a POW is they added to that SA. So you've got SA and you've got torture being combined constantly. Whenever you disobey or make them mad or don't do it right or whatever, So, another punishment was they put me in a very well-known brothel in Reno for a stint. But I did learn while I was in there, and I've learned that since from others, that most of the gals that work in brothels are there for a stint. So what does that tell us about brothel workers? At least in the States, it says to me that they were like me. They might have been there for the very same reasons, or they're on the same kind of. You get on a circuit for exotic dance, for instance, and I was forced into a little bit of that, but they didn't have me travel. When that happens, yeah, I bet. Oh, I'm back. Okay, sorry, I've got everything shut off.
You're fine. You're fine. Keep going.
When that happens, well, go ahead. Well, I like your voice too and your accent, so I like to hear from you. You probably hear that a lot. So when you are, I thought they were training me to be all around. That's what I thought. Even though it was punishment, I didn't quite grasp. And then I recognized, no, dummy. What they were saying was, you can keep getting in trouble, and then you have to take care of large groups of individuals in a night, compared to, and that's true even of brothels, compared to if you are obedient and you quit bucking us, then we'll let you be an escort for an individual. And when I finally was getting that and figuring it out, well, then I was taken to a president of a nation. I can't mention that one either, but I was taken to a president of a South American country, and I had my own room in the mansion. And the room was beautiful. The living was luxurious. I only had to cater, and by only, I know that this will make you want to gag, but I only had to cater to him and anyone he was trying to entertain that was of some consequence. Specifically, if he was trying to blackmail them, because set up in my room were cameras and recording devices so that they could blackmail that person with the video. And actually can read about one of those cases where they used me to blackmail three heads of state of other countries into a financial deal with their country. And it worked. It worked. And it made the news because no one could understand. It wasn't until later they understood this president was doing a lot of illegal things. They couldn't understand why these countries would go into any kind. In fact, there were European countries, 2 of them, and one other South American country going into a financial deal, giving money to this nation that didn't have money. No one could understand how he made that happen. Yeah, so it's like I'm in the news without my name there. But I don't know that either, how often I went there. I don't know. But you do have a picture of me at age 20. And that picture is kind of where we're going to land in the story at the moment. I also was coming in and out of country, and being taken to Hollywood and to rock concerts around the country. And it's okay. You take your time. I'll keep talking. Oh, there we go. Nope, not that one. That's the escape.
Let me see.
Could be maybe a partial picture. I tried to resend it to you in a white dress.
Oh, yeah, that one was age 22, the one that's on the screen.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I've got one here, age 20.
Yep, that's
Let me
the
get
one.
this one up.
Yep.
Yeah,
there you go. You can see a guy walking away in the background. Isn't that like a perfect transporting picture? I was quite medicated here, as you can probably also tell. So I was that typical elite blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. And between 18 and 20, I was traveling a lot. Well, and same thing for the next couple of years. But between 18 and 20 is when I went to, if you've heard of Bilderberg.
Yes.
Okay. I will say I accompanied. This is the time in my life I was working as an escort to the elite. And I accompanied Henry Kissinger to Bilderberg. I accompanied him to Bohemian Grove. This is a person that I have zero respect for. I know that people understand my wording at the same time. We're supposed to be very careful what we say. But when you name individuals like that, I will say when I was at, I don't know if you've done anything on Bohemian Grove, have you?
Yes, we've filmed people sneaking in there, all kinds of stuff. We've had people come on. And,
Did you get the this from 24, summer of 24? The young man that snuck in there?
Yeah, I think. Hold on a minute. Let me just have a look. No,
Bohemian Grove.
Oh, Bohemian Grove. Sorry, Bohemian Grove. Yeah, Bohemian. Yeah. So the guy that we shared the footage with us, he goes by the name of Dancer.
Yes.
And I think they came after him since he posted this.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he got in trouble. that he got in trouble. They took legal action against him.
Well, he caught him. He got the same footage Alex Jones got years ago. And we all thought Alex Jones was crazy. I didn't. But I mean, the public thought so. And
I'm gonna put the link for this footage in the description box if you're watching it on replay, and I'll put it in the live chat as well right now, because it is fascinating. He gets into the owl even. Moloch.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm just blanking out for a second. Just for a second here.
Okay. Let me get this in the live.
So I've been there. To my knowledge, I'd like to meet someone else who's been there and escaped. We were brought in by buses and had no idea where we were going. We stayed in cabins with the individuals you were escorting. But that doesn't mean those were the only individuals that were around you. There was a lot of SA going on there. If you have ever watched Hunger Games, it kind of reminded me of that, in that there was situations where us females were released to run in the dark. It's pitch black there, which Dancer shows very well in his video how pitch black it is. So we're released to run because there was a hunt going on, and we didn't know what that hunt meant. Did it mean they were going to actually you can add Gerald Ford to that. We didn't know if it meant they were going to track us down like an animal and unalive us, or if it meant, we didn't know. Of course, what it ended up being is whomever caught you got you for the night. And those hunts happened more than once. I have never been around a more animalistic, throw out everything of decorum, disgusting displays of males in my life. Going to the restroom wherever they felt like it, in front of anybody, including each other. I can't even explain. You don't expect this behavior out of people that are supposed to be, leading financially in the world, leading your government. You don't even know how to explain what you're seeing and experiencing. I have been trying to figure out if I was there one summer or two, and I have not been able to figure that out. It all kind of blurs together. And because the lists of the visitors are so similar, I thought maybe that would tell me, but it doesn't. So I honestly don't know. The same with Bilderberg. Well, no, Bilderberg, I know I only went to once, at least in the States. That was in New Jersey. And Bilderberg was the opposite experience, in that it's very, there you have evening gown nights, you have, us girls were serving drinks at Bilderberg. You're dressed high end. I mean, that kind of everything is diamonds and dresses, for outwardly the experience was completely different, but inwardly you're still experiencing the same monstrosities with individuals. So that's when Bilderberg is when my terror of anyone in authority got out of control. It became a paranoia that I had to work through later, that not everyone in authority is evil. The terror of world domination, when you hear them speak at something like Bilderberg, and you hear their plans for the future of the world, not your country, the world, it's horrifying. Nothing that you ever believed makes any sense anymore. I quit voting. I quit caring about the vote. I vote again now, but I really know it only counts on the local level. Um, it was so disillusioning and disheartening, and it brought so much hopelessness to attend that. Yeah, really creepy stuff that I had to see. So this stuff a lot, and of course there were rituals at Bohemian Grove as well. I mean, Dancer showed, and so did Alex Jones showed the one at the Owl. Now we weren't allowed to be at that. We knew it was going on, but we weren't allowed to actually. We were, forced to stay. We were actually, at least I know myself, was actually in bondage in the room. I wasn't allowed to leave. So, and I'm sure that was the case for all the other females. Now, I understand males are taken there too. I did not see that then. No male escorts. But I've heard that there have been, since. And that wouldn't surprise me. Nothing surprises me at all. So you tell me, do you want me to move on through my story? Do you have some questions? I feel like I should breathe and let you talk.
So generally what we do is the viewers have been putting questions in and I've got them ready, but we prefer it for you to get through your story first.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, we'll just go off on side tracks.
That works really great.
It's nice when you take us on the journey of your story in the order it all happened first.
Okay.
That way we're with you chronologically.
Oh, that works really great. Okay. And I've been having a bit of a sore throat, so I'm sorry about that.
You're doing great.
So let's see. So 20. So and this just a lot of this continued through to age 22. What I didn't mention in the middle of all this that is really kind of, it's bizarre, but it isn't, because it happens so often. And that's when I escaped, by the way. That is literally a picture of the night I escaped. That was at my cousin's wedding. She sent it to me. I didn't actually know when I escaped. I knew what age I was, but I didn't know when in that age range. And she said, I know exactly when it was because I had escaped to Oregon. And she said, you came to my wedding. You were in my wedding. I've got a picture for you. And she sent this to me. And she said, you came packed for Oregon. She said, I was so upset with you at the time because I thought, oh, she's just going off chasing those unprescribed medications. And, because she didn't know what was really going on. And it just hurt her heart to realize what was really happening. But it again blessed me because I have a photo of the day I left. So it's kind of cool. But I had, when we moved to that community that I said was the hub, so I'll back up a bit to age 18 or 17, actually. The first day of school, my senior year, I met a guy who just impressed me and really Romeo'd himself into my life. After having been bullied that one year, I was terrified of ever being bullied again. And they knew that about me because they watch your life. They're in your life. And he told me if I hung out with him, I would be safe. But that if not, I might be, he told me all kinds of horrific things that might happen because supposedly the medication enjoying individuals had been warned that a narc was coming to town, and he was afraid it was me. But if you'll hang out with me and do those things with me, we can prove to everybody that you're not, and you'll be safe. And that worked. It completely worked because of my terror of being bullied. So I hung out with him. His friends became my friends. And short order, we were in a dating relationship.